Argonauts are the 2024 Grey Cup champions. The Argos down the Winnipeg Blue Bombers 41-24 to clinch their 19th Grey Cup. Nick Arbuckle, who got the start for Toronto after quarterback Chad Kelly was injured in last week's East Division final, was named the outstanding player in his first CFL championship start. And Prince Harry made a surprise appearance at the CFL final in Vancouver. The Duke of Sussex presented BC Lions owner Amar Doman a gold Invictus Games jersey. Doman gave the Prince a 2024 Grey Cup jersey. The Invictus Games will take place in Vancouver and Whistler next year in February. All right, back to the game. Let's bring in CTV's Scott Hurst. He's joining us now with more. Scott, good morning to you. How did Toronto pull off the upset?
Marcia, let the party begin for Argos fans. If it hasn't already begun, of course, Argos fans are celebrating, but we're learning that the celebration will continue. The team will host a championship event. That'll take place tomorrow in the downtown core. So, of course, the players are celebrating. They're on their way back to the city for more celebration with fans tomorrow. So let's talk about the game. And the player of the game, a very unlikely moment for Nick Arbuckle, the 31-year-old journeyman who's played for several CFL teams and quite a short CFL career, had 2 touchdown passes and won the game MVP honors. For a player who was the backup just last week and claims he was ready to retire from the game of football before joining the Toronto Argonauts, he was forced into action after the Argos lost their starting quarterback Chad Kelly to a broken ankle in the East Final. So a 41-24 victory over the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. It really was a lot closer for most of the game than the final score might show you. Toronto rallied late in the game, but really gave fans in Vancouver quite a lot of celebration. It was quite a game back and forth for quite a while before the Argonauts pulled ahead with that 41-24 win. And as you mentioned, Marcia, 19th Grey Cup victory overall for the Argos, most in CFL history. Toronto has won 8 straight Grey Cups they've played in, dating back to 1991. And here's a stat that really shows you maybe they have the Winnipeg Blue Bombers number there, 8-0 all-time in the big game, Marcia, against the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. And they were playing the Bombers in their 5th straight Grey Cup. They won the first 2 they played in, but they've now lost the last 3 Grey Cups. 2 of them have been up against Toronto.
All right, so that was the game. But we also, Scott, had Prince Harry and the Jonas Brothers.
What a spectacle it was. Of course, all week, Vancouver was a great host, putting on the week before, all the CFL festivities, all the fan fest festivities that go into it. And then the Jonas Brothers at halftime show, lots of pyrotechnics, as you can see, really brought down the house at BC Place Stadium. And then, as you mentioned, a surprise appearance from the Prince himself, Prince Harry, there celebrating the Invictus Games, which are coming up in Vancouver and Whistler in just a couple months. So a great opportunity for him to promote that game at the biggest game in Canadian football. So it really was quite a spectacle off the field as well. Great product on the field, a great game to watch, particularly for Argos fans still celebrating. As I mentioned, the big celebration for fans coming up tomorrow for the championship rally. But yeah, Marcia, a lot going on off the field as well. So Vancouver really was a fantastic host for the Grey Cup, and maybe a consolation prize for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. That city will host next year's Grey Cup.
There you have it. Scott Hurst for us this morning. Scott, thank you for that.
Thanks, Marcia.
Canada